All right. We're gonna get this meeting going. I'll call to order the special board of directors meeting at 6:35 PM. Sport has land acknowledgement, anti-racism statement that we've written in sports on our website. I think just missing Canoe and Keith. Yeah. All right, we'll move to adoption of the agenda. Actually, I have to make an amendment to the agenda under new business. There should be an item, corporate resolution for association loan. Make a motion to amend the agenda with that.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, motion to move or adopt the amended agenda.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, passes unanimously. Move into the agenda then. Do we have a motion to move into closed session?
Motion to move into closed session at 6:36 PM.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, see you over there.
So,
Ready?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we have a motion to move back into open session?
Motion to return to open session at 6:55 PM.
Second.
All those in favor? All right. We will move on to the amended agenda item, corporate resolution for the association loan. So Joel worked with legal counsel and the lender to craft up the resolution that was sent to you guys a little bit earlier today. It's just like a formality that the bank needs to have in order to finish processing the paperwork on the loan. Yeah, basically, we'll be discussing, basically the bank would like to combine the existing surf loan with the property loan for the Lake Whatcom Boulevard property. And so that would be a total loan of 2.115 million. And yeah, I think I'll pass it over to Sonia. She has some additional information to share on that.
Yeah, one of the things that came up because a couple of months back, the Finance Committee had actually asked us to review refinancing the surf loan to see if we could get a lower interest rate. And so it's currently, the current interest rate is 4.62 on that surf loan. It's scheduled to be paid off in 2028, August of, I believe, of 2028. And but what we received for the rate for this new loan also allows us to refinance at no charge the existing, the remainder of the surf loan and the purchase of the 1850 Lake Whatcom Boulevard property at a rate of 4.25%. And so I talked with Joel, and he basically gave a recommendation and basically worked out some numbers. And what he said is his recommendation would be for the monthly payment for the CIT bank loan, the total of combined, because we have an outstanding balance on the surf loan of about $1,050,000, and then we'll be financing $1 million for the purchase of this property. So the combined total of the loan will be $2,150,000 up to $2,150,000, and that's just in case there's some additional closing expenditures, et cetera. And it doesn't mean we'll pull down that additional $50,000 or whatever. But his suggestion and recommendation was to increase the monthly payment amount. So currently, by combining them, the monthly payment amount is $22,089.92. Right now, we pay almost we pay $16,392.69 for the surf loan. So the this additional Sunmark property actually only adds less than $6,000 per month to what we're already currently paying. So what he's suggesting though is that rather than doing the $22,089, that we continue to pay the surf loan at the rate of the $16,392 and increase that amount of the promissory note by $5,663, so that the monthly payments are $27,753. That means that the surf loan will still be paid off at the same time, at the same month and year that it's already scheduled to be paid off. We're not extending the payment. We're actually just lowering the interest rate. And by doing that, we'll end up saving over $50,000. Let me find it. So we'll save almost $60,000. Yeah, here it is. Let's see. $52,884 we'll save in interest by doing it that way. And so that'll still pay off as it's already scheduled to pay off. They'll just continue. It's an automatic payment that's already set up with the bank, and it'll continue that way. And then we'll pay the other balance, the $22,000. And what that does is that allows us to pay off this new loan 2 years early. So it's a significant savings, and it gets it off the books 2 years earlier, because it is a 10-year loan, but this would make it an 8-year loan for just by slightly increasing it by, like, if we pay just $5,663 more a month on that. So did I jump ahead too much?
No, I think
Okay.
basically the bank's looking to combine the loans to finalize the paperwork, and we can pay it at the 10-year rate, or we can increase the payment to be what we're currently paying on the SURF plus than what we would pay on this new property purchase.
Well, we would just be increasing the
reduce
new
interest
purchase
payments.
by, we would only be increasing it by $5,000 of what, so we can either do it for 10 years for $22,089, or we can increase it to $27,753, and it's paid off in the SURF loan will be paid off in 5.5 years, 6 years, and then the rest of it will be paid off in 8 years. So it saves us quite a bit in interest, and like I said, gets it off the books, as paid. So, any questions? So we have an option. So the first motion obviously is just the resolution. It's a corporate resolution regarding the loan. And I'll move to adopt that and read the resolution. But there's also discussion of, do we want to take the finance director's recommendation to just continue to pay the SURF loan as we're currently doing, so that it's paid off as it's already scheduled to be paid off, and that we're not increasing that or incurring additional interest. We're actually saving interest and money.
I would support Joel's recommendation.
Likewise.
So are we voting on those as two separate issues?
Yeah, they'll be two separate. I just didn't want to I kind of commingled in the discussion. So do you want me to go ahead and just make the first motion?
Sure.
Okay. I move that the board, I move that the board adopt the following corporate resolution to borrow up to $2,150,000 from CIT Bank, which includes the property purchase of 1850 Lake Whatcom Boulevard and the refinance of the current SURF loan. And then, give me just a sec, I'll read the resolution.
I'll just second that, and then you can read that.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't have it up. I apologize. Okay. So the undersigned of officers and board members of the Sun Valley Community Association, a Washington nonprofit corporation, hereby certify that the following resolutions have been adopted by borrower's board of directors and, as applicable, borrower's members. Resolved, the borrower shall be authorized to borrow a sum of up to $2,150,000 loan from CIT Bank, a division of First Citizens Bank and Trust Company lender. The loan funds will be used within borrower's project as defined in the loan and security agreement of even days called the LSA. And what the project is just the confines of the Sun Valley Community Association. That's how they defined the project, is as the association and its common areas. The project is subject to a set of governing documents, which are fully and accurately described in Borrower Counsel's attorney opinion letter given to lender in connection with the loan. The owners of the units and lots within the project are borrowers, members, and are governed by the governing documents. Further resolved that the loan shall be evidenced by the secured promissory note and be subject to a loan and security agreement, assignment of assessments and lien rights, borrower's affidavit, closing statement, and other documents as lender may require for the loan. Collectively, the loan documents, all executed by the borrower in favor of the lender. The loan is further evidenced by a UCC-1 financing statement, which shall constitute a valid first lien against all assessments of the borrower and borrower's members, among other personal property as further described in the loan documents. Further resolved that the board has, prior to closing the loan, obtained from its members, if required, the approval of the loan to the extent that such approval is required by borrower's governing documents and applicable law. Further resolved that borrower's president, vice president, and treasurer are duly authorized and directed to execute the note and all other loan documents on borrower's behalf and take any action reasonably necessary to consummate the loan closing. It is hereby certified that the foregoing resolutions are duly adopted at a meeting of the board held in accordance with the governing documents and applicable law. It's further certified that the board has full power and authority to bind borrower in accordance herewith, and that the foregoing resolutions are in full force and effect as of this date, that the resolutions have not been altered, amended, modified, or rescinded, and that the same shall be true, valid, and binding upon borrower at and after the closing of the loan. So is there any additional discussion?
You read that very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's complicated. So just to reiterate, this is just exactly the opinion letter that references is the same opinion that the attorney, this is the same process that the previous board had gone through with the SURF loan. It's with the same bank, and it's the same exact process. None of this is any different. This is, like I said, a refinance. Most of these documents look exactly the same, including the attorney opinion. So that helps.
All right, we'll call the question on that motion then. The motion on the table was for the board to adopt the following corporate resolution to borrow $2,150,000 from CIT Bank, which includes the property purchase of 1850 Lake Wacom Boulevard and the refinance of the current SURF loan. All those in favor? Any opposed?
Sorry,
Tiny
I still can't
opposed.
support the purchase of the building.
All right, so then the second item up for discussion then is, do we want to increase the monthly payment to keep the SURF loan on track to getting paid off with its current loan structure before being refinanced or not?
Do you want to read the motion? Maybe that might help.
Sure. I'll move to increase the monthly CIT bank loan payment amount of $22,089.92 stated on the promissory note to $27,753.28 for the first 73 monthly payments. Thereafter, the last 23 required monthly payments are to be reduced to the stated promissory note amount of $22,089.92. These loan payments are to be made from the SURF loan.
Second.
So basically increasing the payment $5,000, which will save roughly, what did you say? Sonia, 50,000?
53,000, and then it pays off the full term of that pays off on time in 2028, the SURF loan portion, and then the other portion of the loan will pay off 2 years early, so in 8 years. By just increasing it that 5,000.
Why not just go with the same term with the lower interest rate? I mean, I guess I don't really have enough information on this because it just got thrown at me.
Well, it is the same. That's what we're talking about. Like, we can leave the SURF loan. That's what the resolution, I mean, sorry, this motion is to leave the SURF loan as is. But just, so it's already set up and it pays ACH. It comes out of our accounts automatically. So what our finance director is recommending is that we just leave that. We don't touch that, and we allow it to keep paying as it's already structured to pay at that 16,000 and some change rate. I forgot what it is now. And so it'll stay the same. We do get the lower interest rate. It allows us to, if we do that, it'll pay off, and we save over the course of the whole loan, we save almost $53,000 by doing it that way.
So he's recommending to make it a shorter term, or is he just recommending the lower interest rate?
No, the lower interest
Or
rate
he's recommending to increase the monthly payment
by 5,000.
by 5,000 in order to save money and to continue the SURF loan on the same payment progression that it currently is on. Because when you refinance the SURF loan, you're adding that into and then extending it back out over 10 years.
Yeah,
And
I
so,
get that. I haven't had any time to look at it, so I haven't had any time other than the last couple minutes to really think about whether that's a good idea or not. I just find it hard to vote on when I haven't looked at all the possibilities. I feel like I need time. It's really hard just to say, okay, this looks good, but if I looked at it again tomorrow, if I had to have the paperwork yesterday, perhaps I would feel better about it. I'm just like, I don't like to make a decision so quickly.
Nancy,
What does Joel recommend?
That's what Joel recommended. Joel recommends that we pay an additional.
Okay.
So Joel recommends we pay an additional $5,663 to the new loan, and that will ensure that the SURF loan is paid off as it's already currently structured. Plus, like I said, it shortens rather than a 10-year loan, so the SURF will be paid off in 2028. The other loan will be paid off in 2030. And so 2 years early. And so we'll have interest savings of close to $54,000 by doing it that way, by just increasing the payments by 5,663. So that's what he's recommending. It just, that he literally wrote, he goes, my recommendation for the monthly payment for the CIT bank loan of $2,150,000 is as follows: increase the monthly payment amount from the $22,089 stated amount on the promissory note to $27,753 for the first 73 months payments, which is an increase of $5,663. Thereafter, the last 23 required monthly payments with a final payoff date of approximately June 18th, 2030 can be reduced to the stated note amount of $22,000. This will create the following financial effect. And then he goes into the fact that it's a significant interest savings and it shortens the loan terms.
Brian?
Yeah, I concur with Joel here. I mean, this is great. It's a lower interest rate. You know, it saves us over $50,000. It's a no-brainer type of thing. I don't need any more information to vote on this.
I mean, it does sound good, but I guess I just wish I had more time to think about it. I just don't think I've had enough time to really make an informed decision on it.
Why would we want to pay an extra $50,000?
Well, maybe we want to have a lower payment. You know, I haven't looked at all the options. There's always more than one option, and it does sound good. Like, don't get me wrong, that's his recommendation. I understand that, but
So I will say
uh,
this, I probably shouldn't, but if for any reason, in the future, if a future board decided that they don't want to pay that additional 5,000 and something a month, then they can make a new resolution to not do that and just go to the monthly loan, leave it at the 22,089. I can tell you that I would advise against doing that, but I'm just saying, like, because that's as low as it's going to get. We're talking about increasing at 5,663 a month. So but it is something that is, it's still an option in the, for a future board. If for some reason they decided that they needed that payment to go down to that 22,089.
if you're doing the refinance and committing to that, I don't know. I guess, sorry, I just don't feel comfortable knowing. I just don't feel like I've had enough time to think about it.
Basically, the question on the table is continue to pay the SURF loan on its current trajectory that we would be required to pay, and pay $5,000 more than what our new loan will be to do so, or not do that and just pay the minimum payment. So basically the question is paying off the SURF loan and keeping the SURF loan on track to be off our books, and the money that is associated with that in the same time frame that it was originally planned to be paid off.
I understand that, and you've had time to look at it. I just don't know if we have the option of going down, and I don't know. Sorry, I just don't think I've had enough time. I don't think I can make a decision in 5 minutes.
I think that's fair timing.
Thanks.
I mean, you have your concerns. There's been another option that Sonia laid out. I mean, I think it sounds great to be able to save the money at the end, and I support it. But I respect your concern of the timing as well.
Sandy?
So what I'm hearing you say is that the bank paperwork says we have to pay 27. Joel
No, the bank
recommends
paperwork,
22.
2289, but we can choose to pay an additional
Right.
5,663 a month. And that means that the current loan that we call a SURF loan will still be paid off at the time that it was already structured to be paid off in 2028. It'll go
And
off our books then.
it's only by resolution that we're volunteering to pay the extra 5,000.
That's right. If we
Another
don't,
board could have a different resolution and say, we only have to pay 22, so we could fall back to that for whatever reason.
right.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or concerns?
Sonia, this is Kanu. Did Joel have any other thoughts or assessments that maybe you want to share?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Kanu, I know you were having trouble logging in. So basically what he made the recommendation, this was his recommendation to pay that additional amount. And because that just keeps everything as is, it's already structured that way, comes out of the accounts automatically. no disruption. And like I said, and it stays on our books the way we anticipated it for our planning. So it'll go off in 2028 if we do that. And then basically he just said, so it's currently the interest rate on the outstanding loan is 4.62%, but we were able to get a rate of 4.25. So not only the bank wanted them combined, but it also allowed us an opportunity to refi at no charge by combining the two. So we're able to lower that rate from 4.62 to 4.25. And then let's see here. So he basically says with the proposed payment structure that he recommends the total interest cost over the required 96-month period, which is an 8-month period, final payoff date of 6/18/2030, that it'll be a total reduction of $53,000 in interest by doing it that way. So say $53,000.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Did he have anything negative to say besides, in addition to the monthly payments being higher?
No, he's the one that recommended doing it this way.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, well, we'll call the question then on that. The motion on the table is to increase the monthly CIT bank loan payment amount of $22,089.92 stated on the promissory note to $27,753.28 for the first 73 monthly payments. Thereafter, the last 23 required monthly payments are to be reduced to the stated promissory note amount of $22,089.92. These loan payments are to be made from the SURF fund. All those in favor? Any opposed?
Tammy, you're abstaining, is that correct?
Yeah, I just don't feel I have enough to go on, so I'm not comfortable.
Okay. All approved unanimously with one abstain. All right, that is everything. So I will move to adjourn.
7:22 p.m. Second.
All those in